today's video, we'll be starting off with $0, a truck, and the clothes on my back. The challenge is that I build my own farm completely from scratch. Will the locals around the town be able to help me out to help me succeed, or will I fail? Stay tuned to find out. And if you do enjoy content like this, please be sure to subscribe, leave a like, and a comment always helps. Let's get after it. Well, I just got done coming back from the store. We went and picked up a half of pallet of seeds. So just the other day, I was going through and I was starting to get some planting done. And I was thinking about exactly what I wanted to get planted in this field. I kind of went through and I talked with some people, and I was trying to figure out what was going to be the biggest money making things that we could possibly do. And as you guys can see, canola was the option that we landed on. So hopefully canola can help us make it big here on the farm. Now that we got all our seed in here, let's get back in here in the tractor. Get this lowered down. I think we should be able to finish out the rest of this field here today. And I went through actually yesterday, I think it was, and I was talking with the guys over at the dealership, and they were letting me know that they were going to get some more equipment in. And I asked them, I was like, hey, are you guys going to get any hay equipment in? Because I ran into this issue where the bales that I have here on the farm, the round bales that I've been using with the Gale baler, do not work in this barn because I don't have a bale processor and I have no way of breaking the bales down to be able to get these cattle fed. So the guys over at the dealership, they let me know. They're like, yep, we'll get some hay equipment in, we'll get some other stuff in, and we're gonna start keeping some like more older things on stock. And I just got really happy and excited because in order for me to actually be able to functional farmer is I can't be running any new equipment. I gotta run the old stuff. So that's why we got all this smaller equipment and all that fun stuff going on. But as you guys can see, it is August. It is 9:04 in the morning, and we have $5,013 in the bank account. What happened over like the course of the last month is, well, I was right. We actually had some calves that were born, and I got those sold, I think for about $600 and some dollars. I don't exactly remember. And then we actually had milk get produced, and we sold some milk, so that was kind of cool. We got about, I think it was $1,200 and some odd dollars from milk, which is, I didn't expect milk to go for that much, but I mean, I think these cattle might pay off in the end. We are making some pretty decent money. Let's go ahead and get this planter dropped off right here. I think this is where we had it before, so this is gonna be about as good a spot as any. And we're gonna get the 886 parked right next to our L3 gleaner, and then I gotta run into town. Okay, so this has to be probably one of my. Oh, my bad, sir. Hold on, let me just get out of your way. This has probably got to be like one of my favorite places to go here, the dealership. So this is all that older equipment that they got in stock. That is a very ugly looking, what is this, a John Deere 7320? That is ugly. Ew. I do never see myself in the future getting that tractor. It looks like they have some lime spreaders over here, a really big fertilizer spreader, or a manure spreader, smaller old H&S manure spreader. This is kind of the stuff right here that I'm interested in right now. So here's our square baler. This is something that I do need for the farm, but I don't think I have enough money to be able to afford all this haying equipment or newer haying equipment. Got a New Holland 116 haybine, a New Holland 575 square baler. This is also something I would need as well. So this is a John Deere hay wagon or something. Then here we got another rake. I don't really need a new rake, but I mean a bigger one would help. It would make things go a lot faster than what our other rake is. And I'm really not interested in looking at any of this equipment over here. I don't need any of it right now. I mean, come harvest time, I probably would need a grain truck, but hopefully we do have a little bit more money by then because, I mean, realistically, we're still kind of broke. We're almost there, but we haven't made it yet. I mean, these are nice tractors, though. I really like this 4440. This just looks really good. We're not even going to talk about that one. We got a 970 case. What is this, an Agri King? That's a pretty nice looking tractor right there. And we have a 1206 International. Now this thing right here, this thing would make a really good haying tractor if I was able to afford this. Crap, they even got Magna Power batteries in it. I'm gonna head inside and I'm gonna talk with these guys and see exactly how much I have to pay to get that equipment over there, or that haying equipment anyway. See how much it's gonna cost me. So they kind of gave me a realistic, like, I guess, price for all the equipment, that they would let all that go for about $7,000. And for the haybine as well, so the haybine thrown in there was an additional $2,500. So for roughly around $9,500, I can have all that equipment, and that would be, I mean, that would help out the farm a lot. As you can see, we don't have $9,500. Only got $5,000. So after we got to the farm, got ourselves pressed up against the biggest tree in the area that I could find, and began getting this tree cut down. Once it fell to the ground, we went through and got all the branches cut off of it, so that way we can go through and get it all cut to size to be able to fit on my trailer. And once we got enough trees cut down, we started heading to the lumber yard to get these logs sold. But we didn't stop there. We went back to the farm and cut down some more trees. And we didn't just do one, not two, but we did 3 loads of wood to the lumber mill, with each load totaling just a little over $7,500. I knew that we were going to have enough money to be able to afford to get that new equipment. So after I got the last load dropped off at the lumber mill, I made my way to the dealership to hand over the check for the new equipment. Alright, so because money is always never ending, I decided to bite the bullet. So I bought the 1206 International. Now obviously it was about a $6,000 addition to the total that we had from the original 9,500 that we originally were going to spend. Now, not pictured is the rake, so I did go through and I did buy the rake as well, but sadly I don't have enough hitches to hook everything up to. I was trying to see if there's a hitch on the back of, oh, there is. So that brings our total amount in our bank for today to $18,015. Now the farm is full of gambles and risks, and honestly this is probably, well, other than the cattle, is probably the second biggest risk I've ever taken in this farm's history. And also we could go through, now that I have this new tractor, I could probably go through and I could get that Allis-Chalmers sold. The staple of the farm, or the first tractor of the farm, is not really needed anymore. It's too small for the equipment now that we're getting, and honestly I don't think that it's worth it to keep it around. So probably later on today I might load up a lot of our equipment that we don't need anymore, that we're obviously growing too big for the farm, and we don't have a use for it. So we're probably going to load that up later and get most of that sold, so we should make a little bit of money on the back end of that. We might crack over $20,000, I'm not too sure yet. But so far so good. I mean, this haybine is really doing a good job. I do like how big of a cut it's getting out of this field. We are making some pretty decent sized ground. I mean, I'm not really cutting that big of a field because I don't really need to have that many bales, but also I just need to be able to throw a bunch of them up inside of that hay loft that's up there. I hope I got a powerful enough arm to throw them up there. We're going to have to see later on. Okay, so one last little look over so that way I can kind of understand exactly how this is going to operate. So the hay, right? So this is our hay, is going to get picked up by the baler, get compressed into a bale, and eventually after enough gets picked up, we'll come up this ramp and then we'll get dropped off and get loaded onto our hay wagon. So make sure everything's hooked up. The Bluetooth hitch pin right here looks like it's doing its job. And then back here as well, so we have our PTO shaft is all hooked up. We have our hydraulic cables are all hooked up inside of their positions, and looks like we got the hitch pin in here though, so we're doing good. So it looks like our first bale is getting ready to come out the ramp, and I think what it's going to do is it's going to either, hopefully not flop on the ground, but hopefully get loaded up like it is, kind of, I think. I don't know. So this is going to be a little note to self. So the pickup on this baler is actually not that big. So most of my windrows that I went through and created, I can't even pick up all the hay on the ground. So I'm going to have to go through and like double go over everything, or like pass over it twice, I guess, because the pickup's not big enough on the baler. So there's like spots where I'm missing like a pretty good amount of hay. Or what I should do actually is, instead of windrowing 2 of them together, we'll just stick through and just keep one windrow and then just go through and ted it over, so that way I can get some hay created out of it. But I think we're just going to keep going through. We got a couple more passes left here, and we're going to get ourselves over to the hay loft and get all this hay loaded up. And there must have been one of the rogue bales that decided to fly off when I was doing things, and there's another one. A couple of them have been flying around. I don't know what they're doing. But we're going to get this all finished up, and I'll see you guys when we get to the barn. So I decided to get like a cool little $600 investment that will help me actually get these bales loaded up. So we got ourselves a little bale conveyor, and all we got to do is just put the bales inside of there, and it just transports them up to the top into the hay loft. So it is really making my job a little bit easier. So we've gotten like maybe 4 or 5 bales unloaded so far out of the out of the 101 bales that we created. So I do have a lot of bales to go through and send up on this conveyor. As long as I don't keep screwing up and actually like get them in the conveyor, they will go up. There we go. So many bales to put up there, but hopefully everything goes well and we'll get done here probably in about the next half hour. I do need to get all these bales offloaded though before this rain decides to come too, because if this rain does come through and it is as bad as they say as it's going to be, I mean, we need to start getting all these bales put in storage before they get wet, because I don't want them to get damaged or anything. All right, so there goes the last bale all the way up the conveyor, and we got this all done probably about 45 minutes before it starts to rain, and it fell. We're going to find a nice good home for this hay equipment, so I'm probably just going to end up parking it alongside of the field here because I don't have enough storage space for everything right now. But we do have enough money in the future. Maybe we could get a bigger building, maybe get a machine shed, and hopefully be able to store everything in without no problems. But for right now, this is the best spot for this. I know it's out in the open, it's in the elements, it's in the weather, could get blown away by a tornado. Skies are blue. That's like the only cloud in the sky right now, and it's about to rain, which doesn't make any sense. There's like 6 clouds in the sky. How's it going to rain? Come on now. So on the trailer, we have the Allis-Chalmers WD-45, as well as the plow, and then we have our International sickle bar mower that we do not no longer need anymore. And I was looking around over here at the equipment that the dealership has, and I did see that they have a fairly nice plow, a decent sized one. I think it's a 6-bottom or yeah, I think it's a 6-bottom plow. I might have to see what I can do for a trade-in on this, but we're going to get this pulled up over here on the side. But we're going to head inside and see what we can get for the equipment that we have that we want to do and for our trade-in as well. And the equipment that we are going to be getting from them is going to cost us $5,000. So we broke pretty much even on the whole thing. We didn't make any money. We didn't lose any money. So we are going to stay about the same. So once I get all this stuff loaded up, I'm going to write them a check for $5,000. And then, well, after that, then we'll still be back at the $18,000. And I think it was like $54 that we had. And there we go. It's $5,000 later. We have a John Deere 6-bottom plow. And just because I thought this was kind of cool, so this is a Ford 20-foot cultivator with harrows on the back of it. I am gonna have to see, like, in the coming days if I can actually get somebody out here to build another, like, shop area, because I'm running out of storage and we are gonna need it eventually. But we have the John Deere 6-bottom plow off the trailer, and I went with the 6-bottom plow because, well, I just want to have all the equipment. So I just threw up having John Deere, so that way somebody's just not like, well, why don't you have any John Deere equipment? But I do. I do. It's a 6-bottom plow, and it does real great wonders, or it's going to be doing great wonders. So let's squeak on by the truck here without scratching it, and we'll probably just drop this cultivator off back here. But all in all, I think today was a pretty good day of work. We got over 100 bales put inside of our hayloft, and we got ourselves a new baler and a hay wagon. But I think I'm going to turn in for the night, watch some rain fall from the sky, and get some good sleep. So, thank you all for watching. Subscribe.